Hello, family. Welcome to End Time. If you are new here, I welcome you. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and comment. Celestial Prophet of the Lord, she's here with another prophecy. Let's get into the video.
The Lord said to me, be sure to pursue everything that comes before you as soon as it comes. Be sure to pursue everything that comes before you as soon as it comes. Make the most out of every hour that you get because the days are about to get shorter. They are messing with time and space using CERN. And as a result of that, the time you have will be the time you make. Pray for grace so that you can do all that's expected of you. Just a moment, please. So then you can hear what the Lord is saying is surely good and helpful advice to anyone who is busy, whether you're married or whether you're single, whether you're working, you're currently employed, or whether you are not working at the moment, unfortunately, but you're trying to get back into the workforce because you can see what the economy is doing, that life is becoming much harder. And here the Lord just comes very early in the morning, as soon as I open my eyes, and he says, just be sure to pursue everything that comes before you as soon as it comes. So I could easily just not share this, or I could just leave it and leave you to figure it out. But what he's saying is that the time of procrastination, the time of I'll get to it later, is done. And you may have always started to notice, you may have already started to notice that if things come up and you attempt to delay them until a later time, it ends up being more costly for you. It ends up being more difficult to do. You end up perhaps losing the opportunity altogether, or the ease with which you could have done it, maybe because there's a partner there to help. Maybe you had a friend free at that time who was willing to lend a hand. Maybe someone in the office was staying a little late, and had you jumped on that thing, that person had the necessary expertise and wouldn't have minded giving you an extra hour of their time to help you puzzle it out. But once you table it, God is saying that anybody who's trying to roll anything over, laziness, procrastination, please listen, even if you are not being lazy or procrastinating, even if you are just tired, what God is actually saying here in pursue everything that's before you as soon as it comes, he's literally telling you that more oil is going to be required. Extra mile is going to be required. You are now going to have to just say, I don't drink coffee, but perhaps I will just have a small one because I see a window here and I have to take it. Because should you not take the window, you will then find that going through the door costs twice as much or is twice as hard, or you will try the door and it will be soundly locked against you. The opportunity will go. It will be gone. He says, make the most out of every hour. So what are you doing? You are doing in-season planning. I spoke about this in the same video where I was talking about time and dimensions and things like that. And I will share a little bit on that from my notes. Some of these things that the Lord tells me are just, I write them down faithfully. I've always said, I don't need to have in-depth knowledge. I don't need to go and start reading papers off of JSTOR to follow what the Lord is saying. It is enough to hear the English that he speaks and write it down and have it in the journal. And some people, when they hear, it makes sense to them. Some of you who are spending all your time watching Avengers, some things just make sense to you. For me, I'm not delving into them too deep. When the Lord is ready to open them up to me fully, then he will open them up to me fully, and then I will have more knowledge than I have now. So make the most out of every hour that you get because the days are about to get shorter. Making the most out of every hour means that instead of doing day planning, you're now doing hourly planning. You're now making the hours count as opposed to making the day count or making the week count or doing this, I have a monthly planning schedule. The hours are now about to become your full day. What am I going to do in the first 15 minutes, the second 15 minutes, the third quarter, and the fourth quarter? You're now treating your hours like days to maximize. And why are you doing that? Because the Lord says that the days are going to get shorter because people are messing with time and space using CERN. So this Large Hadron Collider thing, they are using it to smash, they call it smashing time or smashing particles or dark matter, whatever they are saying over there in their lying brochures. The outcome of what they are doing, the final effects of what they are doing is making the days shorter. It is making time shorter. Time seems to be flying and people are gasping to keep up. It seems that you look, it's the 1st and then it's the 17th, you look again, and then it's February the 3rd. And so he says that the time is getting shorter. The days are getting shorter because of manipulation of this CERN thing. And as a result of that, the time we end up with will have to be the time that we make. Celestial, I have a job. I'm very busy. I want to spend more time with the Lord. You will make the time or you just won't spend time with the Lord. An angel will not come down and create special, intimate time for you with God. If you have a demanding job and you want to excel at that job, you will actually learn how to spiritually tithe. You will learn that waking up and sacrificing that hour in the morning, or staying up and sacrificing that hour at the night, making sure that you are faithful with those spiritual tithes. I'm going to wait until these kids go to bed, and then I'm going to do my hour no matter what, because he deserves to hear my songs, and he deserves to not only hear my prayers, Lord, I'm so overworked, Lord, they need so much from me, Lord, my family is draining me, but actually ministering to the Lord. So the angels do this. They minister to the Lord, but then human beings only want the vacuum to come this way. They want to suck out of God and then put nothing back in, because they think, well, God is self-sufficient and God is omniscient and God doesn't need anything from me. And yet God has told us that if we will not give the praise, if we will not give the honor, if we will not give the songs, then he will simply get the rocks to do it. So then clearly he may not need it, but he enjoys it. And for one who gives us so much, why not? Why not? We will have to make the time. If there's something that's important to you, you want to work on your marriage, you will simply have to make the time. You want to get promoted, you will simply have to make the time to get the extra tools, the continuing study, so that you can be worthy of a promotion. You will not just pray your way into getting promoted, and then when they promote you, then we just watch you coming flaming down like Saul and Samuel. Two people who were promoted and their character could not sustain them at that high level, and they just came flaming down and just ended in ashes and smoke. And so he says to pray for grace so that you can do all that's expected of you. And so this is just me sharing a little bit with you about what the Lord has shown me.